Heads up, everybody. My name is Sentinel Gray, and I just woke up. If you ever wonder why I sound groggy in this video, that is exactly why. So, the Valorant decided to release their patch notes for update 1.07. I want to go over these and give my reactions, inform you guys what's going on, because it seems like they're doing a lot of stuff with this patch. All right, we're gonna get right into it so we don't waste too much time. All right, full patch time. Killjoy gets her first major update, which should empower more counterplay against her Nano Swarm, as well as reduce its damage. Viper, Breach, Sova, and Sage also get some worthy changes. All shotguns get their aim punch and tagging tuned. You can choose to remake a match under certain conditions. Lots of tweaks to the observer tool, and you get some new features that should help keep your identity private in-game. Streaming mode, I'm down with that. This patch is also part of an ongoing follow-through on a promise to improve hit registration clarity, with several changes coming to the VFX on hit impact markers. I actually enjoy this. I'm actually going to like this. Alright, so agent updates. Sage, her heal reduced from 100 over 5 seconds to 60 over 5 seconds. Self-heal reduced from 100 over 5 seconds to 60 over 10 seconds. Our goal is to reduce the amount of healing done throughout the round. This incentivizes Sage from self-healing and make it more expensive to do so. Oh, that's gonna be rough. People who don't read the patch notes are going to be so pissed because it's going to be like, Sage, what the hell? I didn't know you could choose to heal me for so much. Nah, but this kind of makes it more strategic whenever you heal somebody, which I kind of like. It's more strategic gameplay with Sage and not just throwing heals around everywhere. Even still, the cooldown for the heal is super long. I think you can get off a max of 3 heals in a whole round, maybe 4 if you really stretch it out. Slow orb, size reduced by 30%. This should slightly reduce the power of slow orb and increase intentionality. Right now, slow orb unintentionally covers a lot more ground than it should be if aimed properly. Okay, so they just want to basically, it's not as big as it used to be, which is fine, but 30% kind of seems like a lot. Then again, if they're talking about the area of it, I'll have to see it in play. Even still, whenever you put a slow orb down, it's usually to block a lane or something, or a doorway from people traveling through, which, I mean, you didn't need the how much slow orb used to cover, or does cover, whatever, was a whole lot, and usually you just want to cover a door or something to prevent or to slow people down from coming through. Barrier orb, cost reduced from 400 to 300, not bad. Fortifying barrier, wall forms at 400 HP. After a 3-second delay, the wall becomes fortified to 800 HP. Our hope is to increase counterplay on barrier and reduce the strength of the wall during reactive use. Okay, so it's basically they want you to set up beforehand, and then if somebody decides to go that way and it's been after 3 seconds, which usually it is if you set up far beforehand, then the wall becomes empowered. The only thing though is it kind of doesn't it kind of defeat the purpose, because whenever Sage's barrier orb is up, it also loses health as it stays up, so it's a whole hell of a lot easier to take down. And then again, this might slow that rate because it jumps from 400 to 800. It doubles its health. So, I don't see a problem with it. Oh, and I'm thinking it's 400 health per cube. So you got 4 cubes in a barrier orb, 4 sections of the barrier orb. Each one of those is 800 health. That'd be nuts. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see that in play, because that could be huge if you put it at the right place and nobody taps it for 3 seconds. Ooh. I wonder if there's a visual change whenever it's fortified. There should be. All right, now we got Killjoy. Nano Swarm. Add a brief wind up before damage begins. Oh, thank God. DPS reduced from 60 to 40. Okay, that's good. Visual effects have been added to make it easier to spot the grenade on the ground. Stealth audio range has been slightly increased. Okay, that's not bad. Killjoy's Nano Swarm has been a terror to play against. It's meant to be a strong stalling and post-plant tool, but we feel it's currently dealing far too much damage and players aren't able to engage in the desired counterplay, which this is true. I had a match the other day that kind of did this to me. Like, anybody who plays Valorant right now knows that Killjoy's stuff is like, it's nuts. It's absolutely insane right now. Alright, let's see. Turret. No longer revealed by Sova's recon dart. Okay, that's fine. Bolt, not dart, sorry. I guess that was a big thing before. It was handy to know that whenever a turret was there. More effectively shoots at an enemy's last known location. So what, they just fix the memory on it, that it doesn't just immediately go right away? That could actually, depending on the distance, that could actually really help your team, because if you have somebody push really close to the turret and then go away, and then the turret doesn't pick up on the other enemies that are coming down, that could give your team a little bit of movement with it. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Viper. Toxic Screen. Can now be placed during the buy phase of rounds through spawn barriers. Toxic Screen now goes up faster along its full length once it starts to form. This change should allow Viper, in many situations, to get her wall placed pre-round and then join her team before the barrier drops, or create uncertainty about her location when the round begins. Increasing the speed of the wall rising should reduce the awkward period that occurs after it starts to rise, but isn't covering all the angles Viper and her allies would expect. Okay, that's good. Gets rid of all gets rid of sight lines and everything like that. And yeah, I know. I have a few friends who play Viper who actually will be very, very happy about this, because one of the bad things was, you couldn't place the Toxic Screen before a round. So they'd be caught like so far away from us. Decay. Decay on all smoke abilities no longer affects allies. Oh. This is mainly targeted towards Viper's Pit and should help reduce some of the unintentional collateral damage she can cause to her team, while also opening new strategies for playing around her ult as a team. Okay, I like that. That's one of the things that suck. That's one of the things about Viper that I'm like about. Because whenever I have somebody on my team play Viper, I'm like, okay, well, there's somebody else that I can't move through their stuff. Just like if Phoenix puts up a flame wall, I'm like, well, I can't move through that. I mean, I can, but it'll hurt me. So this is actually really, really nice. I like this a lot. Viper's Pit. The area of Viper's Pit is shown on her team's minimap when deployed. Oh, yes. Okay, good. Thank God. I was going to say, for the longest time, we had Brimstone's, you could see where the orbital strike goes for Brimstone. I didn't know why we couldn't see, like, we could see everything else for everybody. Dude, Viper's Pit was one of the ones that were like, maybe it was just one of those things where they needed to do it correctly. I don't know. Maybe it's a weird shape to put on the map. I don't know. Breach. Note, these are not all the potential breach changes we want to do, but as part of our ease in intentionally balanced philosophy, we want to be measured. Stay tuned for more potentially. Flashpoint. Off-screen flashes now match behavior of other flashes in game and apply a minimum amount of flash more aggressively. Charges increased from 2 to 3. Okay. Reduce wind-up time from 0.6 seconds to 0.5 seconds. Oh, damn! Holy hell! Did he get a buff? Breach should be a good choice in offensive entry and breaking utility. While the flash's power was pretty good, too few charges were holding him back and being able to provide his value for his team. Considering he needs teammates to capitalize on his flashes, this should make up for that cost by simply having more of them. Okay, all right. I mean, I know Breach players who can destroy with him just with what he had already. That's gonna make it ridiculous. Rolling Thunder, detonation delay between blasts decrease from 0.3 to 0.255. Is that 5.5 repeating? I'm assuming 5.5 repeating. Concussion now descopes players and prevents rescoping. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'm down with that though. I'm not against that. As long as it doesn't prevent you from shooting at all, because you could still be lucky and hit shots if somebody comes around a corner if you're concussed. Sova. Updated the physics on Sova's cape so that it should wiggle outside his hitbox less frequently. That's good. Polish work on Sova's 1P hands to bring them up to Fidelity bar with the rest of our agents. Okay. Weapon updates. All shotguns, aim punch update. When getting headshot by a shotgun, the aim punch will be lower than all the other weapons. Great. All shotguns tagging tuned for targets beyond 10 meters. Hitting an enemy past 10 meters will apply a different tagging value to them instead of the standard tagging. New tagging, 30% slow for 0.5 seconds on a smooth curve going back to normal speed. What was it previously? Or what is it now, I guess? I don't know. The goal of these changes is to improve the feel of play against shotguns and to ensure that they don't end up doing odd things. For example, tagging or aim punching people for longer than expected ranges and then a teammate ends up killing someone who's debuffed. Or makes it hard to fight back against a weapon that should be deadly close up but fairly non-threatening outside its effective range. Okay, no, okay, I get it. So basically they're nerfing it, basically. Got it. Okay. So yeah, the headshot with a shotgun, that means it could be from any pellet. If any pellet hits you in the head, it's lower. It doesn't like smack you as much as like, let's just say a phantom. Okay, I get that. It makes sense now. I like it. Shorty nerf. First fall off range reduced from 9 meters to 7 meters. Oh, okay, good. Updated headshot multiplier from 3 times to 2 times, now the same as Judge and Bucky. Our goal here is to make shorty users work a little harder for the kills they get by requiring them to be attacked closer to their target. Good. So much good. I'm down with that. Judge nerf. Price increased from 15 to 1600. Whew, all right. Desire here is to see if giving the judge a little hit paired with other shotgun changes moves the needle when playing against this gun. We'll continue to monitor and make other changes if necessary. I never use shotguns to begin with, so this doesn't really affect me. I know a lot of fucking Sage players love this stuff, so have fun. I mean, it's just still, it's 100 more credits. Like, I don't know how much that's gonna change, but I guess we'll see. We're still probably gonna see Jets run around with judges and stuff all the time. Vandal Buff? What the hell? Increased firing rate from 9.25 to 9.75. Okay, that's not bad. Increased damage from 39 to 40. Goal is to bring the Vandal closer in closer competition with the Phantom. We believe these weapons aren't that far off in competition and hope these changes will do that. Okay. I dig it, but you still have that, you still have the crazy not hitch registration. It's the pull, like the spray on it. I mean, a one shot to the head with a Vandal is a kill, and that should be the main focus of that weapon. Then again, I haven't played Counter-Strike, so I don't like have that experience to speak from. But personally, right now in my experience, Vandal is one of those weapons that's like, you're really good. You are really skillful. You can click on people's heads no problem with the Vandal, because, like I said, one shot kill to the head, and it does a lot. And I can understand where they're going from, because if you don't hit that headshot initially, like if you start from the same spot in somebody's body with the Phantom and the Vandal, if I remember correctly, the Phantom's gonna beat it out just because of the fire rate. Like, the Vandal does more damage, but the Vandal does more damage, but the Phantom just has the increased fire rate where it can get that more DPS than the Vandal does. I don't know. This may change it. This might be interesting. We'll have to see. I'll have to play around with this, actually. Hit Impact Vfx update. We made some small adjustments to Hit VFX to try and improve hit registration clarity. With how sensitive changes around hit registration can be, we'll be keeping an eye on player feedback on these changes and make adjustments accordingly. See our recent article on hit registration for additional details on some of the issues we're trying to address with these changes. Server Hit VFX confirms will now spawn. Server Hit VFX will now spawn at the location of the hit on the character and stay attached to that position. Previously, it spawned at the game space located and stayed there. Okay. We've had issues with hit registration clarity caused by players moving into Hit VFX. Player crouches their head into a space of a body shot, which caused confusion on where a shot landed. This change should make it clear where a shot hit and where on the body, even if a character is moving. Okay, I like that. All right. An additional client predicted small spark VFX now spawns immediately at the game space location of a hit. Okay. With the change to attach our traditional server hit VFX, we wanted to add additional immediate bullet feedback so that you can see the area where your bullet landed and adjust your aim accordingly. Think of this new VFX as an improved tracer. It's important to note that a bullet is client predicted. Seeing this does not mean your shot has registered on the server, similar to tracers. Okay. Adjusted the sparks, hit VFX coloring and shape, adjusted to more closely resemble blood VFX shape. We want players to be able to context. We want players to be able to play with either of these options without feeling one gives better clarity than the other. Oh, okay. So does that mean you can pick which one you want? I'm assuming so, because they're talking about options. Adjusted the size of Headshot VFX where both blood and sparks are scaled down slightly. Especially at long ranges, Headshot VFX would often cover up the head of a player and add additional difficulty in tracking players through the effect. We've scaled down this VFX slightly in an attempt to make it easier to keep track of targets. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, I've never had that problem, but like, usually a headshot's a headshot and you're gonna get a kill with a headshot. But I mean, like I said, it's things change. You know what I mean? It's not always the case. Competitive updates. Remake match. When a match begins with a 4v5 or more lopsided teams, players will now have the option to end the game they're in and queue for a new one. If any player is disconnected at the start of the match, beginning of buy phase, through the entire first round, a remake call may be triggered at the start of the second round by typing remake in chat. All connected players on the team that called the recall may vote to remake the game. It's required that all connected players agree to remake the game. The remake vote will last for the duration of the buy phase. If the vote is not passed by the end of the buy phase, it will expire. If the vote is successfully passed and the game is remade, all players who voted do not receive any XP or MMR adjustments for the match. The match will also not show up in match history. All disconnected players not part of the vote will take a full MMR loss for the game and receive a leaver penalty equivalent to disconnecting from a full match. Shit. Okay, but actually this is good. Act ranks visuals have been updated to better differentiate wins at different rank tiers. Charge some potentially misleading verbiage and the restriction message for players, change some potentially misleading verbiage in the restriction message for players who need to play more unrated games to unlock competitive play. That's good. This is so This is to better reflect the deathmatch and spike rush do not count towards unlocking competitive. Okay, good. Because that was a question I had a new player ask me before. Can I play this? Can I just play this over and over again? Quality of life. Observers can toggle aim lines for players. Default bind R. Ooh, nice. Observers can change which team outlines are visible. Nice. Corpse markers shown when corpses are disabled now obey colorblind settings. Nice. Hotkey order for selecting players for observers should no longer shuffle in overtime. So this is all like observer stuff that I do not mess with right now. Man, it'd be nice to have like a theater mode like Halo where you can go into your previous matches. Observers can hide first-person character arms. Observers can toggle team-based crosshair coloring. Improve frame rate by allowing a wider variety of VFX being multi-threaded. Examples include Brimstone Sky Smokes and Breach's Rolling Thunder. For anyone who'd rather keep their identity private in game, we've added these features. Okay. Hide my name from non-party members. Agent name will be used. Okay, nice. Dig it. Hide the names of others in my game who aren't in my party. Agent names will be shown. Yes. Okay, good. All right, yeah. Basically streamer mode, which is fine. It's so good because there's some names on Riot account that's like just terrible. We ran into one the other day and I'm just like, how did this get through? These features take effect from agent select to the game. We also added an option to hide plus auto reject friend requests. Oh, cool. Okay, so yeah, for the big name streamers, it's like, all right, I'm done with this. Hit Impact Vfx improvements. See dedicated section for breakdown. Gotcha. Bug fixes. Fix the bug where if both teams tried to call a surrender vote, the team who called it second wouldn't get the option to vote. That's funny. Fix the bug that displayed the act rank tooltip in English only when another language was selected. Okay, gotcha. All right, and that's all the patch notes. A lot of it's pretty good so far. Like I'm not too upset with it. The breach buff is like, this is in my opinion huge, but I'll have to see how it plays out. The Viper buff is really, really good. I'm actually really happy with the Viper buff. Killjoy is good. I think this puts her on a closer playing field with everybody else. I mean, this kind of sucks, but like the whole entire thing, this above all else, puts her on a closer playing field with everybody else. And this, the healing of Sage is, God, I hope it whenever you play Sage, like I usually play Sage. I'm usually a Sage main just because I wait until the very end to see what everybody picks, and if nobody picks Sage, I pick Sage because we basically almost every team needs one. At least that's what I feel. And so this is gonna be annoying for me because I'll be like, man, I really, really wish I would have got 100 health or whatever. And there's gonna be a few situations where that happens, but we'll see. I dig it though. We're gonna have to see how this plays out. I'm really excited for it. I want to play some of this, like play more with this, and I want to really see the difference in the Vandal and everything like that. So we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I really do appreciate it. I will see you all next time. If you ever want to catch me live, I am live on Twitch on Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you would like to hit the subscribe button to see more, I would greatly appreciate it. I have a Valorant beginner's guide coming out for people who are just first getting into this game or who want to get into this game. That is going to be out here soon, or the first episode of that, the first video is going to be out here soon. And there's going to be a little bit more on that. It's basically breaking down the video, or breaking down what Valorant is for new players, maybe players who haven't played this type of game before. So thank you guys once again. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more. Hit me up on Twitter if you need to. And I will see you all next time. Remember, keep your heads up and be kind to each other. Bye now.